Welcome to Heart Bloom Story, where every story is told from the heart and touches the soul. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Now, let's begin today's heart-touching story. Red Heart. It was late afternoon on a lonely stretch of highway outside a small desert town. The sun hung low, spilling golden fire across the cracked asphalt. The roar of engines broke the silence as a group of bikers thundered down the road, chrome gleaming, leather vests flashing in the light. They were rough-looking men, the kind people crossed the street to avoid. But beneath those tattoos and sunglasses beat hearts that had seen pain and understood it. At a gas station up ahead, the bikers slowed. Tank, their leader, signaled to pull over. As the bikes came to a halt, dust swirled around them. While they refueled, a small voice caught Tank's attention. "Sir, can you help me?" He turned and saw a boy, no older than 9, standing barefoot, clutching a torn backpack. His face was dirty, and fear clouded his wide blue eyes. Tank frowned, crouched down, and asked gently, "What's wrong, kid?" The boy's voice trembled. "My stepfather, he wants to sell me. He said tonight some men are coming." The gas station fell silent. The rumble of the engines faded as every biker turned toward the child. For a moment, no one spoke. The words hit them harder than a bullet. Tank's jaw tightened. "What did you say, son?" The boy's lips quivered. "He says I'm no good to feed and he can get money if he gives me away." Please don't tell him I told you." The bikers exchanged glances, eyes hard, fists clenched. These men had seen dark corners of the world, but this was different. A child begging strangers for help. That lit a fire none of them could ignore. Tank reached into his pocket, pulled out his bandana, and handed it to the boy. "What's your name?" "Eli," the boy whispered. "All right, Eli, you're safe now. Nobody's gonna hurt you, not while we're here." Behind him, one of the bikers muttered, "We can't just drive away, Tank." Tank nodded slowly. "No, we can't, not today." The bikers led Eli to their van parked nearby. They gave him water and a sandwich. As he ate, his hands shook, like a sparrow trying to hold itself steady in the wind. One of the bikers, Rhodey, pulled up a chair. "Kid, you got a mom." Eli nodded slowly. "She used to sing to me. But she died last year. Then he came." He didn't have to say who he was. Everyone knew. The men sat quietly. Even the toughest among them felt their throats tighten. Tank looked away for a moment, pretending to adjust his gloves. He'd seen children in pain before, back when he was in the service. But this was home. This was a monster walking free while a child begged strangers for safety. Tank stood up. "Where's your stepfather now?" "At home," Eli said. "In the trailer near the bridge." The boy hesitated. "He said if I run, he'll find me. He always does." Tank's eyes darkened. "Not this time, kid." He called the others together. "Listen up. This ain't about playing heroes. This is about doing what's right. We don't break laws, but we don't stand by while a child's being sold, either. I'll call someone I trust." He stepped away and dialed a number on his phone. The voice on the other end was gravelly, familiar. "Angel here. Tank, I need backup. There's a situation. A boy in danger." There was a pause. Then came the words that changed everything. "Send me the coordinates. The Hells Angels will handle it." When Tank returned, his brothers were waiting for direction. "We're not alone anymore," he said. "Help's on the way." That night, the bikers stayed near the gas station, keeping watch. They gave Eli a blanket, some food, and a promise, simple but sacred. Dawn broke over the desert like a blazing torch. The first rays painted the road gold. Tank's crew was already awake, engines idling, ready for what lay ahead. Then, from the horizon, came the low growl of more motorcycles, deep, thunderous, powerful. Dust rose as a line of black bikes approached. On their jackets blazed the unmistakable insignia, Hell's Angels. Their leader, a tall man with silver hair and eyes like steel, stepped forward. "You must be Tank," he said. Tank nodded. "Thanks for coming." The older biker nodded toward Eli. "That the boy?" "Yeah," Tank said quietly. "Stepfather's planning to sell him tonight." The leader's eyes softened when he looked at Eli. "You did good calling us. No child should ever be scared to live." He turned to his men. "Mount up. We're paying that stepfather a visit." The sound that followed was like thunder rolling across the plains, engines revving, hearts pounding, a storm on two wheels. They rode in formation toward the trailer park by the river. The neighbors peeked through curtains as the convoy pulled in, chrome glinting under the morning sun. Dogs barked. Windows shook. The stepfather stumbled out, beer can in hand, confused. "What the hell is this?" Tank stepped forward. "You're the one who's been hurting the boy." The man sneered. "He's mine. I can do what I want." "Not anymore," came a voice behind Tank. The Hells Angels leader walked up, calm but deadly serious. "You listen good, friend. You lay a hand on that boy again, you'll answer to more than just us, you'll answer to the law, and to every man who ever swore to protect the innocent." The stepfather laughed, nervously. "You can't scare me." The leader didn't smile. He simply said, "We're not here to scare you. We're here to stop you." Tank pulled out his phone. "Already called the sheriff. He's on his way. You're done." Moments later, sirens echoed in the distance. The man's confidence crumbled. He dropped the beer can and started shouting, but it was too late. The bikers formed a wall around the boy. When the police arrived, they found witnesses, evidence, and a child no longer afraid. As the officers handcuffed the man, Eli stood behind Tank, gripping his jacket tightly. 2 days later, the Hells Angels and Tank's crew gathered again at the same gas station. The desert wind blew softly, carrying the faint scent of motor oil and wild sage. Eli sat on the back of a bike, smiling shyly as one of the bikers handed him a new leather jacket, small, but perfect. "Looks good on you," Rhodey said with a grin. "You're one of us now, little man." Eli looked up. "What happens to me now?" Tank crouched beside him. "You're going to a foster home. The sheriff knows a good family. They take care of kids who need a safe place. But you'll never be alone again. You've got brothers now, all across the road." The boy's eyes filled with tears. "Will I ever see you again?" Tank smiled, his rough face softening. "Whenever you hear the sound of engines in the distance, that's us watching over you." The Hells Angels leader stepped forward, placing a hand on Tank's shoulder. "You did right, son. World's got too much evil already. One act of courage, one boy saved, that's worth more than all the miles we've ever ridden." Eli hugged Tank tightly. "Thank you for not leaving me." Tank's voice broke slightly. "You reminded us what being a man really means." The engines roared to life once more. The two biker clubs saluted each other, engines revving in unison, a symphony of freedom, loyalty, and justice. As the convoy disappeared down the road, Eli stood beside his new guardian family, waving until the bikes were just dots on the horizon. That day, the desert witnessed something rare, not just power, not just rebellion, but redemption. A gang of men the world feared had shown the heart the world forgot they had. Because sometimes, heroes don't wear capes. They wear leather. They ride in thunder. And when a child cries for help, they answer.